Yeah, what's going on, everybody? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Yeah, I'm just about to get in my own lane and do my own thing. Do what I do. You know what I'm talking about? Fuck all the other bullshit. You know, get in my own lane and do my own thing. Man, one thing I don't like is when boy get in your way. You know how you about to, you know what I'm saying? Do what you do, and then motherfucker come out of nowhere and be goddamn all in your way and shit. Like nigga, move your ass out the way, move out the way, fam. I don't need no help. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody need no help either. I don't know, man. It be kind of killing me sometimes. I know me. When I get on the internet, I ain't gonna waste my time. I don't know about nobody else. If I say it out my mouth, if I mean it. One thing I don't want nobody else to go back and say it that I lied to him. For real. Goddamn dog always going crazy at the wrong time. Shit, what's happening, Greedy Vegan? Mr. Sir Drop, the real players in the building, man. You know what I'm talking about? Real players in the motherfucking building. You know? Like I say, man, tired of playing with these niggas. Nobody do no plan. Don't nobody really know. Don't nobody want to know what's happening about nothing for real. Like nigga looking for a reason to goddamn be angry. Nigga, I'm too happy to be angry. I ain't lying. I'm sick of these niggas. But yeah, fellas, I'm about to get into a little scholastic shit. You know, I really be getting frustrated, man. Y'all know how I do. I try to jump on, you know what I'm saying, hang out with everybody else, whatever, you know, so I can have more people to put what I'm trying to put onto a motherfucker. But then to the point, like, man, let me go and get in my own box and do what I do. Then motherfucker happen to see it, they happen to see it. I got it on my chest because I put it in the ethers, you know what I'm saying? Because it always seemed like, you know, the thing about it, it ain't like that I'm unaware. You know what I mean? That'd be the thing, right? I'll be fully aware that some kind of fuck shit is always trying to goddamn swipe you, side swipe you, goddamn it, you know, clip you low, however motherfucker can get you. You know what I'm saying? You already know what's going down. You know what I mean? And so you always on, so nigga like me, I'm always on guard trying to see where it's gonna come from, but it's always unexpected as fuck. And I don't know who I'm talking to. You know what I mean? That to me, that's called like spiritual warfare. That's what I call the shit. You know. And a lot of times I can catch myself, and many times I can't. But I've been doing pretty motherfucking good, man. Over the course of my life, I've come a long way. So I ain't tripping. But it's just like, God damn, that shit don't start coming. But yeah, I got a video I did, fellas, about scholars, what they say called Scholastic. And to me, it's gonna run down of saying that everything boiled back down to the motherfucking church and shit like that, man, for real. And I was like, God damn, man, this is a shame. And how it's basically designed to brainwash your ass. And, you know, that's my paraphrasing it, but in so many words, that's what it's going to let you know. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to go ahead and put this shit. Because sometime when I be trying to do the shit behind the scenes or whatever, they'll stop my ass from being able to upload shit and shit sometimes. So I'm just going to try to cheat, just screenshot the shit the way I be doing it. You know? But yeah, man, let's get to it, man. Enough of the motherfucking introduction. I just had to kind of like put that out there, man. Just say stay sucker free for real. Sometimes you might just stay your own lane. I ain't never got along well with others. Straight up. Shit, what's happening, Big O? I see you out there, my man. But I ain't never got along well with others. You can look at my whole history in that port card shit. What? And I ain't never made no good grade. So take that for what it worth. You ain't gotta listen to me. I'm dumb as fuck. I ain't never made good grade. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't never got that shit ain't never made sense to me. All you smart niggas. Quiet as it's kept. But yeah, man, let me not go through no motherfucking rant, because y'all already know I blow a motherfucking head gas around this bitch. I spin through nigga. Nigga be about that playtime, man. Nigga ain't playing. All right, but yeah, let me get to the shelf. Gonna share this shit, man. Let me know what y'all think about it in the chat. All right. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Scholasticism. I think that's how you said. Let me hit this up.
Scholasticism.
Yeah, scholasticism, right? That's what we're dealing with. It's a see the reason why I'm doing this. Let me move my mic right quick. Video is to see what this scholarship thing is all about. I have so many people always talking about scholarship, as if they really know what that means or something, or if that really means something, like you're above somebody else. You know, that's how they try to make it sound. Oh, this is the scholar, this is what the consensus says, and all that. The scholars don't know what they're talking about. Those scholars, traditional scholars. If you ain't no urban scholar, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. I'll just keep it 1K. But let's do this. The system of theology, first of all, right? And philosophy taught in medieval European universities, based on Aristotelian, I think that's how you say that, Aristotelian or something like that, logic, and the writings of the early church fathers, and having a strong emphasis on tradition and dogma. So all this scholastic shit is dealing with what? Tradition and dogma, based on what? The early church fathers, Aristotelian logic, right? And that's what it is. And it's a system of what? Theology and philosophy. And what was this system taught at? Medieval European universities. All right, now that we comprehend what this actually means, let's go through a few details. This ain't me saying this, so I'm just reading what they hear they saying. So we already know what dogma is. So dogma just keep popping up for some reason. I guess I clicked on dogma because there must have been a synonym or something. Let's see what the origin of it said. He didn't even give an origin, so I guess scholastic is the order basically. I'm probably gonna go through all that though. Let's see. Let me go back right quick. Yeah, let's get the scholastic. Let's go all the way back to the beginning and see where I started from. Because I started from asking, I asked what the synonym of scholastic was right there. My bad, y'all. I be searching all kind of shit, I ain't gonna lie to you. There we go. There's scholastic, if I ain't mistaken. It's by itself, so we can get the origin of it. All right, scholastic. The word scholastic is of or concerning schools and education. Every time I do a live, fuck start getting film and throw the shit. Fuck up with that. It's a relating to or characteristic of medieval scholasticism. It's a historical, right, philosophy, and adherent of scholasticism. Y'all know what the word is. I ain't gonna keep on trying to say shit. It's a schoolman. Now, the other historical meaning is in the Roman Catholic Church, a member of a religious order, especially the Society of Jesus, right? So when we dealing with scholastic shit, and we looking at it from the historical, philosophical sense, one of the definitions is about being in the Roman Catholic Church, a member of a religious order, especially the Society of Jesus, who is between the novitiate and the priesthood. The novitiate and the priesthood. I'm saying that correctly. All right, the origin of the word is late 16th century. That's 1500 before we even start talking about scholastic and stuff. It said it was in scholastic sense, the second sense of the adjective. So let's see what the second sense of the adjective is. Okay. Okay, that's adjective, second sense, that's relating to or characteristic of medieval scholasticism, which we just got finished reading when I first started, right? So it says via Latin. So it came from Latin, from Greek, scholastikos, meaning studious. From scholastein, be at leisure to study. From schole, see school, be at leisure to study. That's another word that mean that same thing. I forget what that is. All right. So what kind of synonyms we got? It's in the second sense. So check some of these other words out. So if y'all hear it, y'all know what they're talking about. So when they say scholarly, or they say learned, academic, erudite, donish, pedantic, over subtile, hair splitting, nit picking, over nice. Okay. So now academic, educational, school, scholarly. So let's go to the next thing I got up. Went through dogma already, but I don't know why we went through that, so I'm gonna skip it. Because I done went through dogma before. Fuck that shit. Let me go ahead and go through it so y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all might not watch the other video. All right, so dogma, a principle or set of principles laid down by an authority as incontrovertibly true. All right, something that seems to be good. Opinion, right? Seems good, opinion. Dogma is opinion. From Dokian, seem good, think. All right, thought comes from not knowing. All right, narrow-minded. We know they had mentioned something about being narrow-minded, right? So now we're on narrow-minded, and it means not willing to listen to, or tolerate other people's views, prejudice. So if you're not willing to listen to or tolerate other people's views, you are considered to be narrow-minded. Okay. They call it intolerant. They call it illiberable. Yeah, illiberable. I guess how you say that. If you're getting these words. Reactionary, conservative, ultra-conservative, conventional, parochial, provincial, insular, small town, small-minded. Wow. Because you're small-minded when you can't stand to hear what nobody else got to say. Say petty, closed-minded, short-sighted, myopic, blinkered, inward-looking, narrow, hide-bound, dyed in the wool, die-hard, limited, restricted, inflexible, dogmatic, rigid, entrenched, prejudiced, bigoted, biased, partisan, sectarian, discriminatory, prudish, priggish, straight-laced, stuffy, puritanical, moralistic, prim, starchy, prissy, racist, racist, chauvinistic, chauvinist, sexiest, nationalistic, parish pump, born, jerkwater, claustro. All right, but that still don't give me no origin. So, all right, so mine is narrow. All right, cool. Let's keep going. Insistence. They mentioned something about insistence. Insistence. Yeah, excuse me, man. I can't form all these motherfucking English words all the time. All right. So to say the fact or quality of insisting that something is the case or should be done. The fact or quality of insisting that something is the case or should be done. So that's when they kind of force you to believe in the Africa theory and stuff. You're insisting. You insist on telling me the same bullshit. thing. It said, all right, demand, bidding, command, dictate, instruction, requirement, request, entreaty, urging, exhortation, importuning, say so, arm twisting, behest, hest, assertion, declaration, contention, statement, claim, proclamation, announcement, pronouncement, assurance, attestation, affirmation, averment, profession, swearing, emphasis, stress, maintenance, asseveration. All right, let's keep rolling. Got a lot of little tabs to click on. Early church fathers. So y'all, as y'all can see, I'm breaking down that first definition, which was Scholastic or whatever that was. All right, so the early church fathers. Let's read it from over here right quick. Give a quick description. We're in the cut. They say the church fathers, early church fathers, Christian church fathers, or fathers of the church were ancient and influential Christian theologians and writers who established the intellectual and doctrinal functions of Christianity. So it must be the same people that are 36 and a lot of type people, but they was one. All right, so there ain't no man written, basically right there on top. All right, Aristotelian. Let me see what that say.
Aristotelian logic.
All right, Aristotelian. Y'all see what they say? Aristotelian. That's how you say it. I was killing that shit. All right, it's a traditional system of logic expounded by Aristotle and developed in the Middle Ages, concerned chiefly with deductive reasoning as expressed in syllogisms. Let me read that again. It's the traditional system of logic expounded by Aristotle and developed in the Middle Ages, concerned chiefly with deductive reasoning as expressed in syllogisms. Let me read the first definition again so y'all can understand why I'm reading all this. Let me go back one. See, it say the system of theology and philosophy taught in medieval European universities based on Aristotelian, some shit they said, logic. So Aristotelian logic and the writings of the early church fathers, and having a strong emphasis on tradition and dogma. All right, so y'all clearly see why reading these definitions. Let me make sure my shit I'm reading, because man, I be doing goddamn videos and sometimes that shit be muted like a motherfucker. So I'm still unmuted. Yeah, they got me that one time. I ain't trying to get got again like that. I was pissed. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was 38 hot. All right. Hold on, where was that? I think I was right here.
Hey, that's ironic because I think that whole time I was muted when I had that shit on pause or whatever, and I was fast. So I'm kind of glad that shit didn't even go through. You know what I mean?
Syllogism.
I don't know who did that. That shit I'm talking about.
Yeah,
you know.
Damn right.
But yeah, I think I was muted like a motherfucker.
Syllogism. All right, syllogisms is an instance of a form of reasoning in which a conclusion is drawn, whether validity or not. What is it again? Y'all know I like to read. I like to stop between sentences to make sure I understand where I'm going, goddamn. So it's an instance of a form of reasoning in which a conclusion is drawn, whether validity or validly or not. From two given or assumed propositions, premises, each of which shares a term with the conclusion and shares a common or middle term not present in the conclusion. Okay, let me read this again. So I guess you're trying to show y'all how this stuff be wrote. It's an instance of a form of reasoning, right? So, because you know how they said that they do their scholarship in this kind of reasoning. It's an instance of a form of reasoning in which a conclusion is drawn, whether validly or not, from two given or assumed propositions, the premises, each of which shares a term with the conclusion and shares a common or middle term not present in the conclusion. Now, the example is all dogs are animals. All animals have 4 legs. Therefore, all dogs have 4 legs. Y'all get that? So what part did it leave out? She got all dogs in there, right? You got the 4 legs in there. But it don't say all animals again. You know what I'm saying? And it don't say they are animals. See, because all dogs are animals. All animals have 4 legs. Right?
Hey, I don't know if y'all understand where I'm going with this shit or not, but I just want to do a little intermission right quick, and I hope my microphone, excuse me, unmuted this time. But yeah, I just want to give a little soliloquy on this shit, right? Let me see if I can get this shit where y'all can see me. Let's see. It ain't doing it. I'm trying to get it to do. Sorry. But anyway, y'all can hear me though. So yeah, the scholar stuff. You know, everybody be hearing about, hey man, what do the census say? And you know, we gotta base things on what the scholars say and all that type of stuff, right? And so when the so-called scholars look into all this information, you know, let's say, like I'm saying, like this is school, for instance, right? We think it's just regular school type stuff and it ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But everything some kind of way boiled down to some religious type stuff. And then when you read between the lines, they let you know it's all bullshit, man. You know, it's the system. You see what I'm saying? Not saying that they ain't operating the shit as if it's real, but when you really look at it for what it is, it's theater, bro. You know, that's really what I'm trying to get across to you. And the way how they explaining that shit was late as fuck. You know what I mean? But I guess I'm on here now, y'all can see me. But yeah, like I say, the way they trying to explain the shit is that these scriptures and shit that you read is written in the syllogisms and all that other shit that they saying. You know what I mean? That's what it's wrote in. You know, like metaphors, allegories. I'm just gonna continue to explain, but people don't understand how they be flipping shit around. Sound like that shit too loud, right? But yeah, they be flipping the shit around, man. I hope y'all can hear me and shit. But yeah, they be flipping the shit around and whatnot, right? And I don't think people understand that. But then, man, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to explain what the fuck I'm saying. You know, but I'm just gonna let y'all keep listening to it on your own or whatever. You know, see, I see you out there, Mr. Banish Truth. You know, yeah, man. We say, look, you can look up daily theism. Yeah, man. I'm running this video about down there like an hour though, brother, about like 30 some more minutes. You know what I mean? If I remember to do it, yeah, I put it up. But all theism, man, when you get talking about the isms period, it's a whole nother thing. You know what I'm talking about? I think I pulled up what the ism is, if I'm mistaken. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? I one of these motherfuckers I did before. But it's all I don't know what to say, man. Each his own, bro. That's all I can really say. You know, I don't really be trying to get too caught up in their doctrine or whatever. You know, I just be just running it, just seeing what the fuck they're talking about, and just maybe I could throw something out there, you know, or not. You know what I'm saying? That's how I be. That's how I be rocking. But yeah, let me try to get back to it, man. computer running slow as hell because I thought that shit was on. I had been on clicked on works card a long time ago. But I'm going ahead and run the shit so I can hear it. So that lets you know they already know they're animals. So you ain't got to put that in there. Because the main idea is they're dogs. And the main idea of that, the dogs have 4 legs. Right? Y'all get it on your own understanding. Okay, syllogisms. Deductive reasoning as distinct from induction. Deductive as distinct from inductive. Okay, so late Middle English via Old French or Latin from Greek, syllogismos, from syllogismata, from son, meaning with, plus logizda, to reason, from logos, reasoning. Right, so to reason with somebody, reasoning, it's syllogisms. All right, let's read it from this side. It says syllogism is a kind of logical argument that applies deductive reasoning to arrive at a conclusion based on 2 propositions that are asserted or assumed to be true. In its earliest form, a syllogism arises from 2 true premises that validly imply a conclusion or the main point that the argument aims to get across. Alright, so there's plenty of examples of how to do this, or what this is all about. So, everyone's into literature, so y'all know what it is. Alright, deductive reasoning is a logical approach where you progress from general ideas to specific conclusions. It's often contrasted with inductive reasoning, where you start with specific observations and form general conclusions. Deductive reasoning is also called deductive logic or top-down reasoning. So what's deductive reasoning again? Deductive reasoning is a logical approach where you progress from general ideas to specific conclusions. Now, in contrast, deductive reasoning is where you start from specific observations, like what you think you're seeing, and then you form a general conclusion based on what you think you're seeing. Right? So it's like somebody having on a construction uniform, and you observe that he got on a construction uniform. That means he must be a construction worker. But that don't make that have to be an absolute fact. They could be lying about it. You understand what I'm saying? So you take the general idea, like, okay, he seems like he's a construction worker. Now let me be specific. Let me come to a specific conclusion of that being the case. Or you have come to a specific conclusion, because remember I said earlier about validly or not, you see what I'm saying? But anyway, let me keep it moving, because they ain't gonna end up being the main idea. So it must have been one of them synonyms over subtile for me to put it up. It said making excessively fine distinctions. Let me see what that match up with. Nothing. So I don't know. Let me just keep going. So pedantic, that must be another synonym or something, right? It say of or like a pendant, but I don't want to assume, because ain't nothing to follow from y'all. You know, trails or follow this here. So then we go to education, because they're dealing with scholar stuff. All right, educate. Give intellectual, moral, and social instruction to someone, especially a child, typically at a school or university. All right. Provide or pay for instruction for one's child, especially at a school. Give someone training in or information on a particular field. Now, the origin of the word education. Late Middle English from Latin. Educate means that the first part of the prefix means led out, L-E-D, led out, from the verb educare, related to educitor, and that means lead out. And then it tells you to see, induce, educe, E-D-U-C-E, educe. We're going to indoctrination first, okay? Now, indoctrination means the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically. Accept it uncritically. That means don't use your critical thinking, your God-given talent, your God-given senses, your God-given brain, mind. Okay, archaic teaching, instruction. Indoctrination means teaching or instruction in the archaic sense. Okay, so let's keep going. Uncritically, with a lack of criticism or consideration of whether something is right or wrong. Okay. Criticism. The expression. Back. I don't know what happened there, but okay, let's get back to it. All right, criticism, the expression or disapproval of someone or something based on perceived faults or mistakes. Okay? The analysis and judgment of the merits and faults of a literary or artistic work. So it's dealing with being a critic. It's criticism. Critic, a person who expresses an unfavorable opinion of something. Unfavorable opinion, not fact, right? A person who judges the merits of literary, artistic, or musical works, especially one who does so professionally. All right, so a person that judges literary works, artistic works, musical works. Then it said especially one that does so professionally. So yeah, many of us are critics that we judge about how we like something or don't like something. Now, late 16th century, from Latin criticus, from Greek kritikos, from Christ, a judge, from crine, judge, decide. Criticism is to judge or decide something. Interesting. Not necessarily meaning nothing negative. We read it already, the definition. I'm sure y'all still remember it. Now, Society of Jesus deal. Okay, there you go. Society of Jesus. Societas. Jesu, abbreviated SJ. Also known as the Jesuits. Also known as who? The Jesuits. That's a pretty deep situation for the one that may not know. Slide this back a little bit. All right. They say the Jesuits is a religious order of the Catholic Church, headquartered in Rome. It was founded by Ignatius of Loyola, and 6 companions with the approval of Pope Paul III in 1540. Remember, these words started coming around during this time too. A lot of these words. It says the society is engaged in evangelization, and apostolic ministry in 112 nations. Jesuits work in education, research, and cultural pursuits. Jesuits also give retreats, minister in hospitals and parishes, sponsor direct social ministries, and promote ecumenical dialogue. The Society of Jesus is consecrated under the patronage of Madonna della Strata. It is what now? Consecrated under the patronage of Madonna della Strata. Who is that? Yeah, I know about the black Madonna, but they got a white one there. Or down there like a mulatto child or something, but anyway. It says a title of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And it is led by a superior general. The headquarters of the society is General Curia. Right? It's my bad. It says the headquarters of the society, its General Curia, is in Rome. The historic Curia of Ignatius is now part of the Collegio del Gesù, attached to the Church of the Jesuit Mother Church. Mother. Members of the Society of Jesus are expected to accept orders to go anywhere in the world where they might be required to live in extreme conditions. Understand that now? It says members of the Society of Jesus are expected to accept orders to go anywhere in the world where they might be required to live in extreme conditions. What does that sound like, you guys? You want to say Americas? When they was doing their conquistador run, it said this was so because Ignatius, its leading founder, was a nobleman who had a military background. Accordingly, the opening lines of the founding document declared that the society was founded for whoever desires to serve as a soldier of God. Now, understand now, this is just Wikipedia. So, you go into more details about it, and what people will call it primaries, it's going to get even worse. It says to serve as a soldier of God, to strive especially for the defense and propagation of the faith, and for the progress of souls in Christian life and doctrine. Now, remember, they were dead ass serious when they said soldiers for Christ. They mean real soldiers, not no fairy tale shit. These people really went out and acted out being real soldiers of Christ, literally killing folks, really propagating this religion through pretense and misunderstandings. I'm not bullshitting. That's what really happened. They say, and for the progress of souls in Christian life and doctrine. Jesuits are thus sometimes referred to colloquially as God's soldiers, God's Marines, or the company. Okay? So you have a company of men, meaning a group of men, you are considered a company. And with that company, you can trade and commerce. Like, we're ready to set up a system within it, a doctrine within it. So if it's you and your crew, that's considered a company. That's considered a business. That's considered a county. That's considered a colony. That's considered, if you get land and stuff like that, a settlement, colony. It becomes a state of mind, a state of people. You're trying to add those little things in there. Service to the ideas and philosophies that you guys come up with amongst one another. Okay. It says the company, right? It says the society participated in the counter-reformation and later in the implementation of the Second Vatican Council. Say what now? Well, it says the society participated in the counter-reformation and later in the implementation of the Second Vatican Council. Let me see this real quick. Hang on. There we go. Well, I ain't gonna show all that anyway. If we keep on going back. If we go back right quick, I want y'all to peep that name, Lion, though. I know a lot of people that are lions. Yeah, man. Rest in peace to the soldiers. Yeah, one of my people. All right, man. Let's get back to this. All right, so after the Vatican Council, whatever, which I ain't going all the way into that. So that's a picture right there. It's called a Christogram. Let me click on that right quick, let y'all know what time it is with this Christogram. Now, a Christogram is Latin for monogramma. Christi is a monogram or a combination of letters that forms an abbreviation for the name of Jesus Christ. Traditionally used as a religious symbol with the Christian church. One of the oldest Christograms is the Kyrios. It consists of the superimposed Greek letters Chi or X and Rho or Rho P, which are the first two letters of Greek Christ, right? It was displayed on the Labarum military standard used by Constantine I in 312 AD. The 9 monogram with the asterisk sign, I guess that's what they calling it, 9 monogram, right, is a similar form using the initials of the name, how we say that in Greek, and it says Jesus the Christ. It really means Jesus the Christ, as is the IH monogram, using the first two letters of the name Jesus in uppercase. There were a very considerable number of variants of Christograms or monograms of Christ.
Now, hopefully y'all have figured out by now.
Again, it said there were a very
that this ain't no real shit. You know what I mean? I hope y'all following this shit, man. It end up being all this symbol and all that type of stuff, and and I started from the word scholastic, and that's how we get to this here. So anything we talking about when we talk about being scholarly and all that is all based off theory, beliefs, religion. It's created by man, the way they follow of how they go about doing things. But the real deal is natural law. To that there is no law. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know if y'all really grasping what's going on and what I'm trying to display. Trying to display how
this display how the system that we're under right now, boys, it comes from this type of shit, and how the whole time they've been letting people know, you know, the regular people out here that it's not what the fuck they're saying it is. Like these folks saying this shit straight up. Like, look, man, yeah, it's some bullshit. Yeah, this mean that mean this. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't lying to you, nigga. So, wanna know why? All these other people out here perpetuating something else. So, we telling y'all straight up, this some on our shit type thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just seeing it that way. But we'll let it keep rocking. A considerable number of variants of Christograms or monograms of Christ in use during the medieval period, with the boundary between specific monograms and mere scribal or scribal abbreviations somewhat fluid. The name Jesus, spelt in Greek capitals, have the abbreviation of IHS, also written JHS, IHC, or IH look like an E. It says the name Christus, spelled however they got that spelled in Greek, had. Yeah, I want to say shout out to Knowledge Upriser too. Even though you charged me up and you killed my flow earlier, you know what I mean. But I'm going to keep it 1K. That's the only thing I know how to be. But I don't like that there. But it's all good, you know what I mean, because maybe it was in the right. So hey, all good fuck. But oh yeah, I try to stay away from frustration. I know that. That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah. SXP. An inflectional variant such as IX, XPO, XPS, XPI, XPM, then you know these are all abbreviations for Jesus. It's in Eastern Christian tradition that's different, that's split. You know, the Catholic and the Eastern Christian tradition used to be one tradition, but they split, okay? In the Great Schism, I think that's around 1300s. It says the monogram ICXC with overline indicating scribal abbreviation is used for that, how we said it in Greek, in both Greek and Cyrillic tradition. It says a Middle Latin term for abbreviations of the name of Jesus, for the name of Christ, right? Let me read it again. It's a Middle Latin term for abbreviations of the name of Christ is Chrisimus. Similarly, Mid-Latin, Chrismo. Chrismo refers to the Kyrio monogram specifically. It refers to the Kyrio monogram specifically. Now, it says in antiquity, the cross, the instrument of Christ's crucifixion, crux, staros, was taken to be T-shaped. It was taken to be T-shaped, while the X shape, which is a chiasmus, has reflected connotations. There has been many scholarly speculations. There has been scholarly speculation on the development of the Christian cross, the letter key used to abbreviate the name of Christ, and the various pre-Christian symbolism associated with the chiasma, interpreted in terms of the mystery of the pre-existing Christ.
So let you know right there, they got some different shit going on.
Chiasma
amongst
thing.
that shit. Pay attention,
Chiasmus.
man.
That's one of the trails that got me to what a Kyrio or a Kiro was before I even found it on this route that I'm going right now. But the fact that it says that it's the mystery of the pre-existing Christ, that's what's up. You know what I mean? Because this new Christ thing is a whole different thing anyhow. So it says in Plato's Timaeus, it is explained that the two bands which form the world soul, anima, Mundi, Huso, the world soul, cross each other like the letter key, possibly referring to the ecliptic crossing the celestial crater. So they already know about that part. Chiasmus. Check this out. In rhetoric, chiasmus. Hey, now this is gonna kind of explain what I meant by how they write shit fucked up. You know, they write according to the cross. They write according to the X. They write according to up, down, up type ass shit. You know what I mean? But if you don't know that, when you're reading all that shit, you're gonna get confused as fuck. And that's the problem. People don't know how it's wrote, don't even agree that it's just a story, a bunch of poems and stuff like that in a way. So it's just a lot of stuff that's a lot of stumbling blocks that's in the way, which is hard to goddamn crack. With Richard, I ain't fucking trying to crack it anyway. Like to me, shit that's supposed to be common sense. That's how I be seeing it. It's supposed to be common sense. Like, okay, well, okay, they said this, how they said it, what, okay, boom, okay, that's what it is. But I guess people just don't know. So hopefully when some people see this, they really want to understand why everything seems like it's confusing or sound like a contradiction and all this kind of stuff. Maybe this gonna help you out a little bit. Hope I really tapped into it enough for y'all to really get it, you know. But yeah, man, here we go. Or less commonly, chiasm, which means crossing from the Greek to shape like the letter X, is a reversal of grammatical structures and successive phrases or clauses, but no repetition of words. Understand what they're trying to teach y'all now. It's a similar device. Anti-metabole, antichrist. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying. Also involves a reversal of grammar. Hey, y'all caught what they said now, right? First of all, they hit you with the reversal of grammatical structure, whatever the case they said, the phrase and the clauses, right? But no repetition of the words. But the idea is a repetition, but it might seem totally different. You be like, man, okay, man, but you ain't really realizing they working a play. They making that opposite. They might have a positive thing and a negative thing that seem like it's opposite, but at the end of the day, it's working together to be the same thing if you can catch their riddle. You know, when you read poems, you're trying to catch the riddle, you're trying to catch the wittiness in the poem, right? So once you catch it, you're like, oh, that was witty as hell, how you put that shit together. And but the thing about it is our people ain't looking at it like that. They ain't looking at it as a game, as a little book, as a joke. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. How, you know, but I don't know, man. But I'm gonna let them keep going so they can explain what they mean. Grammatical structures and successful phrases or clauses. But unlike chiasmus, presents a repetition of words in ABBA configuration. Now, what in the fuck does ABBA spell if it was a word? Abba, Father, they know not what they do, huh? What is going on right here? Say metabole. What's a metabole? All right, man. In rhetoric, anti-metabole is the repetition of words in successive clauses, but in transposed order. For example, I know what I like, and I like what I know. It is related to, and something considered a special case of chiasmus. All right, so that shit going on right here. Okay, examples. Let's talk about they talk about Shakespeare's Othello. Man, shit. Dang, I'm going to tell anyway. I ain't finna go through all this though. But excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. 3:15 in the morning. But yeah, Othello, that's a story about this here. Othello is a tragedy written by William Shakespeare, probably in 1603, set in the contemporary Ottoman, okay? Venetian War, 1570, 1573. fought for the control of the island of Cyprus. Since 1489, in possession of the Venetian Republic, the port city of Famagusta, right? So on and so forth. But this person is what William Shakespeare wrote about. And if my mind ain't serving me wrong, talking about they are the people of the Ottoman Empire, basically. Okay? Yeah, people of the Ottoman Empire. But anyway, y'all saw most of it. And go back and look into it on your own. Okay, conceptual chiasmus. You know, everybody say you got to get the concept. You got to read it in context. I always say, what's the concept? So it's a chiasmus can be used in the structure of entire passages to parallel concepts or ideas. This process, termed conceptual chiasmus, uses a crisscrossing rhetorical structure to cause an overlapping of intellectual space. Man, there's some heavy thinking to do. There's some critical thinking for your ass when you're reading these goddamn scriptures. I'm telling y'all. For real, for real. It's a uses a crisscrossing rhetorical structure to cause an overlapping of intellectual space. Conceptual chiasmus utilizes specific linguistic choices, often metaphors, to create a connection between two differing disciplines. To do what now? Create a connection between two different things. They say by employing a chiastic structure to a single presented concept, rhetors encourage one area of thought to consider an opposing area's perspective. Now, effectiveness. Chiasmus derives its effectiveness from its symmetrical structure. The structural symmetry of the chiasmus imposes the impression upon the reader or listener that the entire argument has been accounted for. In other words, chiasmus creates only two sides of an argument or idea for the listener to consider, and then leads the listener to favor one side of the argument. Okay, not two sides, to favor one side, which one is actually right. Okay, a thematic chiasmus. The Wilhelmus, the national anthem of the Netherlands, has a structure composed around a thematic chiasmus. Okay, so on and so forth. Okay, so y'all get the idea what that's all about. All right, let's keep going. Theology. Theology is the study of the nature of God and religious belief. What? What's theology? The study of the nature of God and religious belief. Religious beliefs and theory, when systematically developed. The origin. Late Middle English, originally applying only to Christianity. From French, theologian. From Latin, theologia. From Greek, right? Then it says from theos, God, plus logia. See, logic. Let's deal with nature of God right quick. Nature of God, Christians believe that God is one, but exists in three different persons, God the Father, God the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and that these three persons form a unity. The word Trinity comes from the word tri, meaning three, and unity, meaning one. Logia. The word logia is a Greek word from New Testament scholarship that translate roughly as saying utterances, oracles. Okay, so forth with that. Oh, I got this up. Whatever. I don't know why I got it up. I don't know where he come from either. Honestly, I think I might be through. I might be done. Yeah, I think it was a little about the last part. It says the word Trinity comes from the word tri, meaning three, and unity, meaning one. So when they say Trinity, they're saying a triunity. Okay. When they say unity, when they're saying Trinity, they're saying triunity. All right. FYI. But I don't even know if I already gave y'all any meat. But I think I could have this shooter show. So I think that's the first thing I went through. Should I show y'all something real quick? Let me see this show. Better go take my ass to sleep though. I'm talking about. About to get it in. About to go straight to sleep too. I ain't bullshit. But yeah, man, better get up out of here. I don't got nothing that's going on.
Yeah, so that's pretty much a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know if y'all can hear the microphone or not. Let me turn this off so you can make sure y'all can hear me. Mic check. I guess y'all can. But ain't nobody out there right now. But yeah. That's pretty much the end of the road, man. I hope I was able to point out the things I need to point out to you. To where all this scholastic shit all boiled down and goes back to the same thing. And then once you realize you can create your own way, create your own lane, stand down or up on what you want to stand down up on, you're going to be good to go. So if you already know how everything is interconnected and how things got started, you may have a hard time navigating. But, you know, the ones that's going under the system, they part of the system, right? But it's called the underworld. And they got the underworld trapped in the system when they get caught. So-called wild Indians. Because you know what? So what? If you civilized, you ain't gonna have nothing to worry about, huh, so to speak. So the one that don't agree to the status quo is who they got the problem with. The ones that look at things a little bit differently than the average. You know? But really, I'm just blabbering right now. I don't really have nothing to say.
But the African niggas though, I think I might have to do a build on the African shit. Cause this one here already about an hour or whatever. So I need to leave this at the info so people can understand what Scholastic is all about. Cause I don't know if these boys ever checked it out or not. Know what it is or not. I have no idea. Shit. Too tight on that damn beast. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. You know. But yeah, I think I might fire another one up and run one about them African shit. You know. But like I say, man, it be so much going on. I don't be knowing where to start. Trying to get you game at a lot of times, to be honest with you. I be like, hey man, you need to live and let live around this motherfucker. That's what I be thinking. Live and let live. Live and let live, man. Cause it all boiled down to the school shit, man. That's what it all boiled down to. What did you learn in school? What did you learn from your parents? Can you put those two together and make something shake? That's really what it boiled down to, man. And if you don't need nothing from the system, right? Meaning you're not an employee, you don't depend on them, you don't really have to go along with what they're saying. Because that's just like, let's say you're an entrepreneur or whatever, right? Or whatnot, right? And say you ain't trying to go get no little job nowhere. You know? So I mean you ain't worried about no application and no if you got a charge or not, if you don't got a charge, or you know, like all these little rules you gotta go through. You ain't gotta worry about none of that. So you can rock how you want to rock. And all good entrepreneurs know that. You ain't gotta have the skills. All you gotta do is find somebody that got the skills and pay them to do the work. I don't know who I'm talking to out there. For people that feel like, hey, I don't have what it takes. But yeah, man, I don't want to go too long on this. Like I said, I just want to run down what scholarship is, what scholastic is, and scholasticism, and all that little shit that I told y'all about it now. Yeah, until next time, I'll get with y'all. Peace.